$4.8 billion of which was exports to other countries. Israeli weapons exports have doubled over the past decade, totaling $13 billion last year, making Israel the world's 9th largest weapons exporter. In the current assault, the Israeli military has used facial recognition technology across the Gaza Strip, scanning ordinary Palestinians as they search for supplies or flee bombs. The program relies on Google and their facial recognition technology to make a hit list of potential
we know who owns Google and who was founded by
Hamas members to kill or arrest. Those arrested are imprisoned in secret detention camps where they are brutally interrogated, tortured, and sometimes
redacted.
The Palestinian poet Mossab Abu Toha, while fleeing bombardment, was arrested at an Israeli checkpoint on November 19, 2023. The facial recognition system flagged him as a Hamas militant. He was then blindfolded and taken to an Israeli detention center where he was tortured. His arrest was later deemed a mistake, one of many. Since 2021, Google has had a
Sorry, bro. Didn't mean to arrest you and totally deprive you of your rights. My bad, man. Incredible, bro.
$2 billion contract to provide the Israeli military and settler organizations with AI and machine learning tools through a secretive deal called Project Nimbus. Another Silicon Valley company assisting Israel
Peter Thiel, literally a gay cocker,
is Palantir, a data analysis firm that provides militaries with artificial intelligence tools. Palantir technology is most likely used in Israel's AI-powered targeting system.
Him and Alex Karp, another fucking big fucking card, another war criminal who should go to jail. Alex Karp, fucking scumbag, most annoying person ever to listen to on interviews. But you guys, I've shown you guys some of his interviews. He's such a fucking pompous piece of shit, bro. Alex Karp. And Peter Thiel can barely formulate a sentence without stuttering like a fucking
redacted.
These are the guys that are responsible for dropping bombs on kids, by the way.
System called Lavender. Lavender uses data collected through Israel's check.
Now, I mentioned Lavender yesterday when I was debating that dumbass IDF soldier when he was trying to say it's a 1-to-1 ratio of Hamas person to civilian. It's actually much worse. It's more like 5 to 10 to 1. Not even close.
Checkpoints, cameras, drones, phone hacking, and facial recognition softwares to assign a score to every Gazan based on the likelihood that they think that person is a Hamas militant. Lavender generated lists of tens of thousands of Palestinians to bomb in the first few weeks of the assault. Humans spent about 20 seconds to check each target before authorizing a bombing, even though Lavender was frequently wrong. Remember how half the bombs Israel dropped on Gaza were unguided dumb bombs? Well, one reason they did that was because they developed a software program called Where's Daddy? This program alerted the Israeli military when someone that Lavender targeted entered their home, at which point a dumb bomb
This is fucking crazy, chat.
was fired at the house.
And remember, guys, the dumb bomb is the bomb that they just drop. It doesn't have like anything really besides gravity guiding it, right? So they would have the address and they would use the Where's Daddy program. But guess what? Sometimes the guy wouldn't even be there. So they bomb a house without the target being there. Innocent people die,
killing the suspect, their family, and everyone else in the area. One Israeli official stated, "It's much easier to bomb a family's house." Lavender and Where's Daddy generated so many targets that the bombs were fired on a delay. So in many instances, the suspect had already left the house by the time the bomb hit, killing just the women and children inside. Thousands of Palestinians were obliterated in their homes by this system. Rafael is an Israeli state-owned weapons contractor that reported record profits in 2023, seeing an 85% increase in sales. Rafael manufactures the Spike guided missiles, which killed 8 children outside a school in Rafah in 2014, and it was most likely a Spike missile fired from an Elbit drone that hunted down and killed the 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers in April of 2024. That attack killed 3 British nationals. The United Kingdom's BAE Systems manufactures missile launching kits for Israel's F-15, F-16 and F-35 jets. British firms produce about 15% of the value of each F-35 jet, which means a British arms embargo would save lives. On January 18, 2024, Israel bombed a medical compound in the Gaza Strip, housing British doctors from Medical Aid for Palestinians using F-16 jets produced with British components. The Israeli military had been informed of the exact location of the MAP compound, and it was in Israel's designated safe zone. They bombed it anyway. BAE Systems saw record profits in 2023 with sales of $33 billion, Within 3 weeks of October 7th, BAE stocks soared, increasing its overall value by about $1.3 billion. German arms exports to Israel saw a tenfold increase in 2023, reaching $365 million. Germany's largest arms manufacturer is Rheinmetall, and they have sent Israel tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition and tank shells. Rheinmetall's CEO sold 10,350 shares on March 19th, 2024 for $5.5 million. That's nearly double the $2.7 million they were worth on October 6th, 2023. Israel's SAR-6 corvettes produced in Germany are used to enforce Israel's illegal 17-year-long naval blockade of the Gaza Strip. Gaza's fishermen...
Now, this is another important thing that no one ever talks about, that they have a naval blockade here. When these people... So, I know a lot of you guys like tell me that you guys debate Zionists and shit like that. I don't know why you guys waste your time, but it's fine. Whenever they try to tell you, because one of their biggest talking points they use is, oh, well, we left the Gaza Strip in 2005 when we let them self-govern. That's a lie. And the reason why it's a lie is because they still control their airspace. They still control their food and water that comes in. And also, they got a blockade on their fucking water as well. So they can't even fish, really, because the Israeli Navy stops them from doing so. So they completely still occupy the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, even though they say, oh, no, they have their own land. They really don't. They're still illegally occupied, okay? They have no sovereignty.
Are restricted to limited fishing areas, which has destroyed the Palestinian fishing industry, which was once a backbone of the economy. Fishermen reported being fired on by the Israeli Navy on a daily basis well before October 7th.
As you guys can see, they're literally shooting at the fucking fishermen to warn them.
Now, naval guns are pounding the Gaza.
And guys, think about it. How do you think Greta Thunberg and all these other people get their flotillas grabbed? The Israeli Navy. All these people that try to come into Gaza with their flotillas, they get caught every single time because the Israeli Navy is there patrolling
the Strip. The German state funds,
which is even more proof that they're actually occupied,
funds 1/3 of the construction of the SAR ships with public German money. Germany also produces the engines for Israel's Merkava 4 tanks, which have been documented targeting civilians like Hind Rajab, destroying farms, homes, and purposefully crushing Palestinian civilians to death.
And these can dance. Dancing Israelis. Look, you know our motto, there are no uninvolved civilians. I'm telling you, bro, these dudes are fucking evil, bro. Holy shit, man.
Now, you might be saying to yourself, look, weapons manufacturers, they're just little guys. They're just a business. They're just doing what their customers want. But arms dealers have spent $2.5 billion on lobbying the US government over the past 2 decades. Each year, on average, there are about 700 arms lobbyists at the US Congress. That's more than one for every member of Congress. In 2023 alone, just Lockheed Martin spent over $14 million lobbying politicians. The current American Secretary of Defense joined the board of Raytheon, the world's second largest arms company, in April of 2016. The arms companies don't just respond to demand, they directly influence America's foreign policy. This also extends to television. General Jack Keane regularly appears as a strategic analyst on Fox News, where Keane calls for more weapon sales to Israel.
Whatever the Israelis want, we should be given. And I know
I wonder why he says that.
they've asked for, they want more offensive missiles for their fighter aircraft. Whatever they need, we should give them that.
What's not mentioned is that Keane has raked in millions serving on the board of the
Fatality.
directors of the weapons manufacturer General Dynamics, who supply Israel with artillery. In October, Francis Townsend made appearances on Fox News, introduced only as
former counterterrorism and homeland security advisor to President George W. Bush.
She claimed that Israel's assault protected Americans and praised Israel's effort to push 1.1 million people from northern to southern Gaza. Israel then bombed these people, in one instance killing 70 people in a convoy on a designated safe route. What wasn't disclosed was the millions Townsend has received since 2009
These people are fucking scumbags, bro.
as a board director of the arms dealer Leonardo, whose naval guns have been firing on the strip since October. Jay Johnson appeared on CNN this morning as Obama's former home.
Yo, get these fucking military bloodhawks the fuck up out of here, bro. They should not be letting these dickheads come in and comment on this shit, man.
Security Secretary Jay Johnson.
What wasn't disclosed was the tiny, insignificant fact that Johnson sits on the board of directors of Lockheed Martin. These are just a
Bro. Fucking embarrassing, man.
few of the talking warheads brought on TV to convince people that war is good while hiding the fact that they financially benefit from it. 25 members of the US Congress sitting on national security committees purchase stocks of weapons companies while being directly responsible for overseeing the defense budget that gets funneled to those companies. Sending billions of dollars worth of weapons to Israel with no conditions, despite overwhelming evidence of war crimes, means that Israel has no reason to ever back down. It has no reason to ever.
Yeah, there's no incentive for them to ever change their behavior because they know that they're going to get support no matter what. There's no need for diplomacy. There's no need for them to reel in what they're doing because they never get held accountable for anything. Just like John Mersheimer was saying. They literally never get held accountable for any of their bullshit, bro. Because they don't have to be. That's really what it comes down to. They can continue to kill, murder, and no one gives a fuck because no one ever stops them.
Ever negotiate. It knows it has overwhelming military superiority. All it needs to do is wait for the Palestinians to disappear while crushing any resistance.
And that's what they're doing. They're trying to get them the fuck up out of there.
Resistance on which it can test out new weapons every few years. If anybody applied pressure by imposing sanctions, an arms embargo, or blocking the transit of American military equipment, tens of thousands of people would still be alive. At least 40,000 Palestinians have been killed. Gaza is inhospitable.
Now, and this was 10 months ago, it's really 60,000 now confirmed. But realistically speaking, it's hundreds of thousands gone.
Hospitals have been eviscerated. Disease is spreading rapidly. Wounded children are having limbs amputated without anesthetic. Today, children in Gaza are the largest group of amputee children anywhere in the world.
Wow. But then the Israelis will tell you that this is all fake, right? It's all fake. Pallywood. Get the fuck out of here, these sick fucks, man.
Children go to school hungry. These citizens pay billions to fund the obliteration of another people. They pay for the pointless destruction of children, all to support inhuman politicians and death merchants who only offer the world profitable corp.
That's why I refuse to invest. I mean, look, I refuse to invest in any of these fucking defense contractors or any of these weapon companies, man. Fuck them all, bro. Honestly, fuck them all, bro. People tell me, hey, Myron, you should, invest in Lockheed Martin or whatever. I refuse, bro. I fucking refuse. I don't want $1 from these pieces of shit because this is what they pay for. This is what they create right here. It's a fucking kid, bro. I'll never, ever invest one fucking dollar in Lockheed Martin or any of these goddamn fucking piece of shit companies that literally profit off of the death of kids. Fuck these guys, man. Look at that, man. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of you guys probably don't want to fucking see this shit.
Only offer the world profitable corpses.
Look at that, man. But then the Israelis will tell you that that's fake. Pallywood. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of you guys are probably fucking trying to go to sleep or eat or whatever. And I'm not trying to do this to enrage you or piss you off, but I need you guys to see what the fuck is going on, bro. Because in the United States, we have the benefit of just like kind of sitting in the background and just like being like, oh yeah, our life is awesome and we don't have to worry about anything. But we don't understand like what the fuck is going on, bro.
Understanding.
And this video is getting fucking shadow banned to hell, man. So show this guy some love, Kojito. I could give you guys the link of this video if you guys want, by the way. Okay, Tony Versarel says, okay, we know this is sick, and more importantly, we don't want our dollars paying for this nonsense, but what can we do about it? What's the solution for American citizens? I have a few ideas, but I also recommend they're not, understand they're not feasible. What do you think? We got to aware more people, bro. And well, look, we're already starting to create a change, guys. We're already starting like the Great Awakening. People are waking up to Israel's bullshit, bro.